Lawyer Danny Sheehan, who is the head counsel for the New Paradigm Institute, which is a nonprofit to push for UAP legislation, recently went on the UAP Files podcast and said quite a few things I couldn't believe. One is a top secret project being worked on by the UFO Legacy Program that involves, you know what, I'll save it, because when you hear what it is, I mean, this is crazy. And allegedly, Congress members know about it. Danny knows about it. He's been telling people about it, but they never testified to it, which is an interesting caveat to that story. But again, when you hear what this thing is, this is crazy. Now, stay with me because it gets even stranger. You see, Danny brings up something about Dr. Steven Greer that I have yet to hear. And it's sort of a future plan that may be putting in place, right? And we also get another, I don't want to say prediction, but, you know, maybe, I don't know. Prediction is like the best word, right? That within 2 years is the timeline that the world will change.
And what we did is we got the House Oversight Committee eventually to bring forward David Grush to testify about and asserted to them not only that it was true that there was this top secret program going on inside the Pentagon, and that Lou was telling the truth and the Defense Department was lying about it, but that in fact, we had a full-scale program going on retrieving crashed UFOs. And there was a program designed to try to back engineer the technology from these crashed UFOs. And that there was a program going on trying to utilize this technology to back engineer them to not only create, craft that could duplicate what the UFOs were doing, but they were trying to use the technology to develop a secret weapon system, that could deliver, nuclear payloads into the heart of Russia or the China, within 2 minutes, so that it was like a first strike weapon that nobody could defend against. Now, they didn't testify in public about the latter part of it, but I knew about it. And so I was telling everybody it. I had never taken any security oath, and Lou had not conveyed that to me, under attorney-client privilege or anything. But I had, because of my representing Lou and knowing all of these other people, I was able to talk to other sources who gave that information to us. And I even knew the aerospace company that was working on it. And so I was telling everybody about it.
Two things real quick. One, stay with us because there is even more. And two, I love that Danny's just going around telling everybody about this. You know what I mean? Anyone that'll listen, like just going off, there's a nuclear first strike weapon, ballistic, weapon, nuclear payload. Sir, you're at Wendy's. You know what I mean? Like, I can just see Danny everywhere telling this. But this is crazy. I have never heard this. Okay, this is new to me. Someone could tell me in the comment that this is a bit because I have never heard this. And let me steelman this back, and you can tell me in the comments if I heard this correctly, right? Because this is what I'm taking away from what I just heard. David Grush and Lou Elizondo know that the UFO Legacy Program, right? The United States government's UFO Legacy Program is working on a first strike weapon to deliver a nuclear payload that could, in under 2 minutes, to the heart of Russia, China, right? And they didn't testify to it, but they told Danny, even though it's maybe something classified, but he's allowed to go tell everybody. And they told members of Congress, so everyone knows about this, right? And he even knows the advanced aerospace company working on it, right? Did I get that right? Because this is insanity, right? That would absolutely strike fear into the heart of Russia and China if they were to find out about this. So why would you come out with this, that we have this? Like, what's the point of Danny saying this, I guess is my point. What is it meant to do, right? Can disclosure come without this being told, right? How far along are they on this top secret project, as he put it, right? Are they've already got it made, or it's only in like you know what I mean, theory. Like it's only on paper. They've never actually engineered or manufactured anything. How do you test something like that, right? Would having that out, would that reveal that that is from alien technology? And if it is reverse engineered from alien technology, like Danny is implying, why 2 minutes? Shouldn't it be instant? Don't we have like alien technology that's like instant and nuclear payload? We don't have anything. We can't reverse engineer something that doesn't leave a mark on Earth. You know what I mean? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, this seems odd. This seems like something we could do without alien technology. And if alien technology is involved, if we can't do something like that, it's not that far advanced more than what we have. Like, it is, but it's not, millions of years ahead. So I don't understand this. I'm totally confused by this because remember, these craft allegedly can just move at speed, instant speeds, because they go through wormholes and stuff, all of these things. And if they're able to reverse engineer a craft from it, which they say they have, right, and can fly those around and do whatever, and it can perform those same capabilities, what, they can't make a weapon that does the same thing, that just appears where it's supposed to and do what it's supposed to? I mean, this sounds interesting. So this ballistic missile is going to move with propulsion, like fuel propulsion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. We can't, I don't really understand this, if I'm being honest. And I don't understand the point of bringing it out. And maybe I'm missing it. So let me know in the comments what you think. Now let's move on because, again, you know what? I just don't even know where to begin with this, right? Let's just play the clip.
And I know that Dr. Greer is convinced that just because they can do it, that there's an element inside the Defense Department intelligence agency that's actually planning to use back-engineered technology to try to fake, an alien attack against our planet, so as to solidify the national security state in their budgets. And because he knows of the levels of perfidy to which they have gone in the past, try to silence people, and even to plan and propose, blowing up shopping centers, in Miami and killing members of the refugee community from Cuba, so as to enrage the community to justify invading and occupying Cuba. I mean, these are things that they've actually done. And Dr. Greer knows that, and so he is convinced that they're not only capable of doing that, but he can assume they're planning to do that.
What? Did you just hear that? Right? What are we talking about? Right? Again, these are like, huge claims to make. That the legacy program would plan that against our own people here. And I know he's saying refugees, right? But he's saying, right, in Florida, right? What shopping malls? I mean, not just refugees are going to be at shopping malls, right? So what are we talking about? This is crazy. I don't know. Just saying things like this without like either acting on it or doing something, just throwing it out there seems reckless to me. But, I never heard this before, right? I've heard the part about the fake alien invasion, that they were playing that, but I guess, if you start breaking it down, this would be one of the ways they do it. So, but blowing it up, how? Blowing up the shopping mall with alien technology, or just blowing it up? How would that, people think that's an alien invasion? You know what I mean? Like, so we can get into Cuba. I mean, none of this makes sense, right? And why would Dr. Steven Greer know this? And look, Danny is about to reveal that this is just something, Steven Greer is saying, right? But a lot of people don't agree.
And so he says so. Now this obviously is disagreed with by Lou Elizondo and also by Colonel Carl Nell, and also I assume by most everybody, including Chris Mellon. And so the people try to emphasize those disagreements between them. And so that what I'm trying to do, and the New Paradigm Institute is involved in trying to do, is get people such as this back into focusing on what it is they all have in common. and so that we can have an upward, positive, forward kind of alliance going forward.
I mean, that last part, right? That's nice, right? I guess get everyone working together towards the same goal. But I mean, I just don't see how that's possible considering what Dr. Steven Greer says about Luis Elizondo. How is he going to work with him if he thinks he's a misinformation agent? That makes no sense. It wouldn't matter if they agreed on 70% of the things, 80%, 10%. None of that matters. If Dr. Greer is out saying that Lou can't be trusted, he's a worker, you know what I mean? Like, that, I don't see how that's going to happen, right? And clearly you have Greer saying things and everyone else just disagreeing, and then they say things, right? I mean, there really are these camps. I just don't see how they're going to work together. I mean, how are they going to get behind the fact that Greer is out saying that the UFO Legacy Program is planning these mass attacks on American shopping malls? I mean, you know what I mean? They're planning it, right? Like, how are they going to get behind that publicly? Like, you know what I mean? What? I just don't understand, right? And clearly these guys don't agree with that, right? Carl Nell, Chris Mellon, Lou Elizondo, who knows who else, right? It'd be curious to hear if Danny, what he thinks, right? Because he's just saying this is what Dr. Steven Greer is saying. But again, it seems reckless to just bring that out if there's no action about it, right? Otherwise, what are we doing, right? Are people going to be afraid just to go to shopping malls because they don't know what's going to happen, right? So many questions. The ballistic missile, right? The first strike weapon, this planned attacks allegedly coming on shopping malls from a fake alien threat. All right, so let it be heard in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about all of this. We'll see you veterans on the next video. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.